What's up, guys? Welcome to the second edition of the BioLayne AMA. First one was super popular, so we may make this a regular thing as long as it continues to get a good amount of interest. So, a few housekeeping things. First off, if you like these, check out my website, BioLayne.com. We have a subscription service that we're going to be updating soon. And I do live webinars with that subscription service. Now they're also replayed for those who sign up who can't make the live stuff. So I am also I've kind of looked at what I do. Those of you know I've been an online coach for over a decade. I was basically one of the first people who did it. My full service coaching is pretty expensive and kind of a lot of people can't afford it. So what I've done is I'm now offering customized macronutrient coaching. We're calling it BioLayne Light Coaching. Okay, that will be macronutrient recommendations, daily macronutrient recommendations, as well as adjustments every week, and you can ask a limited number of questions as well. And it's half price off my full-fledged coaching. So it's a good option for people who are comfortable with flexible dieting, who don't want to pay full price for my coaching, and they can get some good help. So you can email info@biolayne.com to get info on that. And yeah, so with that said, let's get started with the questions. FBW or split for nostrils? What is FBW? Hey Lane, heavy drinker. First off, I would suggest not being a heavy drinker. But they asked if they should take their calorie allotment for alcohol from carbs or fats. That's a great question. So alcohol is pretty unique in that structurally it's more like a fat in that it's converted to acetyl-CoA, but it's kind of functionally and metabolically more like a carb in that it inhibits lipolysis and some other things. So what I would say is you can take it from either. Yeah, you can take it from either. So so if you have a 100-calorie alcoholic beverage, you could say, okay, well that's 25 grams of carbs or 11 grams of fat. Or you can do a combination. You can say, okay, 6 grams of fat and 15 grams of carbs. Like, you could do it that way. I don't think there's a wrong way to do it. I just wouldn't take it from protein, that's all. What's up, Dominic? So Dominic, actually, ladies and gentlemen, Dominic was my first. I also started a BioLayne fitness business consulting. So for those of you who are either coaches or looking to break into the fitness industry in some way, I'm offering business coaching. I've worked with probably, I don't know, well over 20, 30 people who have gone to be successful small business owners in the fitness industry and kind of help them out for free. And so now I'm offering that as a service as well because it's something I really enjoy. Michael says, fellow hook grip user, any recommendations for not crushing your fingers, your thumbs when using the hook grip? No. What I would say is, like, for me, for those who aren't familiar, a regular grip on a deadlift is this, right? A hook grip would be this. So you are putting your thumb up against the bar and wrapping your fingers around your thumb. So if this is the bar and this is a regular grip, hook grip would be this. Okay? So I would say that what I do, I'll tell you what I do because I use a hook grip. I will train with straps, and I'll do a couple sets a week of my heaviest workouts with the hook grip. And that seems to maintain my skill with that hook grip without beating my hands up too much. Full body workout or split for naturals. Doesn't matter. Just get it periodized correctly, get your volume in, doesn't matter. For your strength athletes, do you typically add a variation of the main lift for secondary work, or do you add more accessories in bodybuilding rep ranges? Which and why? It depends on the person. Some people If they're just, their mechanics aren't that great and they're dinged up or injured, yeah, I'll kind of do secondary um, exercises that don't cause them pain, but hopefully allow them to continue to progress. But if somebody can get by on the main lifts, I mean, main lifts are going to be more specific for what that person wants to do in terms of powerlifting. No problem. What makes a good coach? Somebody who's willing to admit when they're wrong, and somebody who is always willing to learn and has the heart of a teacher. That would be my suggestion. Favorite mobility exercise for herniated cervical disc? I don't know. I know for me, traction on my neck really helped out a lot. I ordered a Sanders traction unit, and that seemed to help out a lot. Best and worst social media to invest time and money in? It just depends on what you're trying to do. I will say that, like, I think YouTube and Instagram monetize best for me in terms of converting people to sales, whatever it is I'm selling. I think that worst, I mean, it depends on how far you want to go. I mean, worst might be like MySpace, because I don't think there's that many people on it anymore, you know, but it depends on if you're talking about one of the main ones. Probably Snapchat for me. I don't really seem to do, but I don't put that much energy into it either, so I'm not sure. Jimmy asks, everybody says hook grip is supposed to hurt, but it doesn't. If it does, but I've seen people do it who it doesn't hurt. Your thoughts on that? They probably have just the right kind of fingers and thumbs. I mean, like if you look at my hands, I have really big hands, but my thumbs are very skinny. So if I had really thick thumbs, it'd be hard for me to get as much of my fingers around it. But because I have long fingers and really skinny thumbs, it fits very nicely. And I usually don't have that much pain from using the hook grip. Thoughts on recomposition? That's too general. What specific thoughts? Like, I hate when people ask me my thoughts on something. Please be specific. I have a lot of thoughts all the time. So if you could be specific, that would help. Hi, what's up, Mike? Total volume for legs. Volume is like calories. It depends, okay? Your maintenance calories is going to be different than somebody else's maintenance calories, even if they have the same stats as you. Volume is the same way. Like, there's no way to know exactly what volume you should be doing. The best way to find out is to, what are your thoughts on thoughts? Yeah. Can you be specific? The best way to find out what your optimum volume is going to be is to track your volume and see when you're kind of plateaued, and then adding more volume in from there, just like calories. Yes, dietary fat has a minimal effect on insulin. Very minimal. Guys, if you ask a question, I don't answer it. Try again, because sometimes I miss it while I'm giving an answer. Eric says, hi, Lane, huge carbon supplement buyer. Thank you very much. When you were doing online coaching, I still do, by the way. People forget about me. Were you strictly sticking to nutrition or exercise as well? And if so, did you write out an exercise? It says ... I'm guessing program. I offered both. Yeah, I offered both. I would consider myself a nutrition expert, but I would consider myself competent in programming. Ashley says, if I'm seriously considering competing in powerlifting, how important is it to have access to calibrated plates? I don't think it's that important. I mean, if you were like a world level person, maybe, because then maybe ounces become so important, like knowing exactly where your lifts are at, but I don't think it's that crucial. Now, if you have the money, calibrated plates are sexy, so Thanks, Alice. Yeah, I'm feeling better. Not quite so stuffy. What is my favorite handgun for carry? Depends on the situation. Wow, they're just coming fast. Okay. It's too general. Sorry, sometimes it's hard to pick out the right question. Good mustache. Thanks, I think. There's no... What number should you be hitting before competing in powerlifting? It doesn't matter. Like, start where you are. It doesn't matter. Start where you are. There's no reason to expect to go in and break world records the first time you compete in powerlifting. Like, start where you are. Nobody's gonna laugh at you. If they do, they're POSs anyway. It's funny, like the questions, like they'll stop and then they'll like come like rapid fire. Any plans on coming to Canada? Maybe. Might be time to do a camp. Definitely coming to Europe this year. Yeah, got a lot of places. Lane, your squat form, is it due to long femurs or poor ankle flexion? My dorsiflexion is pretty limited, but it's still... My femurs, again, are definitely very long. Like, if I can put myself up to somebody next to me who's the same height as me. I mean, for example, if I stand next to Paul, I'm 5'10.5". I stand next to my friend Paul Ramello, who's 6'3". My hips are the same height as his. What website is good to read about studies and learn based off exercise and nutrition? There's this guy, he has a website called BioLayne.com. Don't know if you've heard of it. Coming to Europe, yes. Will you be in Prague? I'm not sure. Probably more of the Nordic countries, but I may do Germany. After 20 years, I don't feel like working out. What is the minimum I should do to maintain muscle mass? Twice a week, upper and lower, maybe. Thoughts on pre-exhaustion? Be specific. Thoughts as regards to what about pre-exhaustion? Thank you. Alice, I would just recommend not listening to other people. Like, what are you going to do? Protein shakes versus whole food. Is there any pros and cons to drinking your protein? No cons that I'm aware of. Some people have postulated that you get a lower thermogenic response because, you don't have to digest the protein shake as much because it's not actual, like, solid food. But there's research to show that that's not the case. And in fact, you may get a higher thermogenic response from whey because it has such a rapid increase in leucine. Bethany says, I've been reverse dieting for a coach for the past 4 months because after tried cutting, nothing was happening, and she referred me to your videos concerning metabolic damage. For some reason, if the questions are too long, the rest of them doesn't show up. Bethany, I'm afraid the rest of your question doesn't show up. Lane, I figured out what I really want to do late. I have a BS in engineering. Should I try to go to grad school in nutrition, exercise, science, or start again from a bachelor's? I would say you've got some basic science knowledge for sure. I mean, you would have had to take chemistry, you would have had to take biology, you would have had to take a lot of different classes. So I would say you could probably go to grad school and they will let you take the prereqs as well. That's what I did because I was a biochemistry undergrad, not nutrition. So I had to go back and take some nutrition prereqs. So, I mean, worked for me, it could work for you. I had a doctor tell me at the VA in order for me to lose weight, I have to eat 5 to 6 meals a day to speed up my metabolism and be ready for surgery I need. Is that right? No. That is completely erroneous. There is no evidence that eating more frequent meals increases your metabolic rate. Any news regarding carbon prep in the UK? No, unfortunately. Um, Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. Blame your government. I have no idea about a T8 disc herniation. I would not be the person to ask on that. I would talk to a physical therapist or an orthopedic. What are some essential equipment you'd recommend for a home gym, most bang for your buck? I mean, obviously, I like to squat, so squat rack, where you could put a drop-in bench because you could squat, deadlift, and bench press in there. Thank you, Jamil. I appreciate that. You could do all that, and then I would have like maybe some kind of like multi-station cable crossover / lat pull down, whatnot. That might be good. I'm 5'3", was 100 pounds for nearly 5 years. Started with a coach at 125 and now at 135 with probably 300 to 500 calorie increase. Would you do the same? Is this normal? I couldn't read the rest of your question. Yeah, that's normal. It sounds like you probably starved yourself for a long time. What was the lowest your calorie intake got? And how long was it there for? Guys, please don't ask me specifics with injury questions about what exercises to rehab them. I'm not a physical therapist. I'm not the person to ask about this. Like, I can only tell you what I've done for my injuries that was prescribed by a PT. I can't tell you why she had me do it. I don't know. Okay? I'm not trying to be a jerk or smart or anything like that. It's just I see so many people give advice when they don't know anything about a subject, and it would be completely arrogant and irresponsible of me to give advice on injury stuff. Huh. What's your RPG role player game of choice? You mentioned on Coach's Corner. Mass Effect, by far. Do I think HIIT is the best way to increase weight loss and maintain muscle mass? I mean, if you're comparing it straight up to steady state cardio, yeah, I think it's better. But I don't think it's as big of a deal as maybe I thought it was back in the day. Bethany says, following up her question, I never tracked macros during those 5 years, but carbs were probably about 50 to 70 daily. Will I be normal again? Yeah, but it's going to take you a while, so you need to be patient. And honestly, accept that gaining a little bit of weight is probably healthy for you. I don't want to make accusations, but there are so many girls who just have a completely skewed idea of what is a healthy look. And like, it just, get yourself taken care of. Like, if you keep trying to starve yourself, you're going to end up in the same place over and over and just even more frustrated and more unhealthy. Are you ever coming to Seattle? I don't know. I don't really have a lot of demand there. I've been to Northern California. If someone's going to be a professor of exercise physiology like Dr. Campbell, do you think going the same road as Eric Helms as far as completing a master's online, then going to graduate school? Like, guys, you got to make sure your questions are under 4 lines, otherwise I don't see the whole thing. Why do you stay natty when Jason Blaha's physique blows you away? I don't know. I guess, I find some way to deal with that pain daily. Your advice on sugar hunger cravings. It just depends on the situation. Are you coming to Ireland? When are you coming to Europe? I've been to Ireland twice, bro. Where were you? Yes, I'm coming to Europe. I don't know if I'll be in Ireland, though. What changed your mind on HIIT? Good question. Because a lot of people I found that they just, like, HIIT took so much out of them, even though it was superior for fat loss. They would just have anxiety about their HIIT sessions because they were so difficult that they didn't want to do them, and it was just easier to like to not cause them so much stress and just have them do some steady state, because at least they'd be more adherent to it. What time we got? No, got a little bit more time. See, now we're not getting questions, and now we're going to get like 50 of them all at once. Is the debate between you and Blaha occurring? I'll address this one time, I guess. So I offered to debate him because he's been very critical of me on pretty much every topic. And I offered fully knowing well he would not accept, or he would make ridiculous conditions to accepting. So I offered to debate him on any topic that he wanted, which I thought would mean in exercise and nutrition. And then I offered to pay for his time, and I offered to let him choose any moderator in academia. So he claims he has a research background, so he should know some people in academia. So the first thing was, he said he would either debate drug testing or competitive shooting. I don't know exactly how you debate competitive shooting. Maybe he doesn't realize in the debate you actually have to like take a stance. But drug testing, I'm sure that's just a way to try and trap me, because if I quote unquote beat him in the debate, that I know so much about beating drug tests that I must not be natty. But you know, I would be happy to debate him from the perspective that there's much less people who are cheating in the tested sports than he thinks. I'll debate him on that. But I offered to accept his conditions. He also selected Lyle McDonald for a moderator. For those who don't know, Lyle hates me, and that's why he selected him. Lyle is not an academic, so that doesn't fit with the stipulations of the debate. But he's welcome to choose anybody in academia. And then he asked me to pay 1 month of his YouTube income for a 1-hour debate, which, again, completely ridiculous. But I accepted that as long as he would provide actual physical evidence of his income from YouTube, which is either a tax return, a W-9 W-9 or 1099 from YouTube, or a bank statement. So yeah, so far I've not heard back, and I don't think I probably will. But yeah, that's where that is. But yeah, I would be. Well, first off, I offered to debate him in person, and he backed out of that, and saying that I was trying to have him assassinated, which is weird. Considering he's the one who's given death threats to my family. But then I offered the Skype debate, and he's trying to make ridiculous conditions so he can back out of that, but make it look like I was the one who backed out. But I'm not letting him. So, again, we'll see. Did you memorize all the amino acids and their functions? Just kidding, or did you? Yes, I did. We had to do that for undergrad. Guys, again, if your question is more than 4 lines, it gets cut off and I don't see it. So try to make sure you keep your question under 4 lines. Why does Lyle hate you? I don't want to get into this too much. Lyle hates anybody who gets attention, who is considered an expert. So Lyle was actually cool with me for a long time, and in fact, asked me to review his protein book. And in fact, his Ultimate Diet 2.0 book, the person who's on the cover is Tommy Jeffers, who didn't even use Lyle's diet, who I prepped for those shows. And Tommy asked me, because Tommy was a member of his forum, Tommy asked me if he could appear on the cover of the book, and I said, sure, man, that's fine, no problem. That was a big opportunity for him. And I never made a big stink about it. But when I started making the metabolic damage video series, or metabolic adaptation, Lyle got so butthurt by the terminology damage, which I regret using that term, but it is what it is. It was the popular term at the time, and so that's what I used. That Lyle called me an idiot and all these sorts of things, and I basically called him back out on it, and you know, yeah, I don't like Lyle. I don't think he's a good person. I think he's actually, I think he definitely has some problems, but even that said, I think he's kind of a piece of shit, to be frank with you. Oh, tell Tommy I said hi. I'm sure I'll get an angry email from Lyle, by the way, from this, because everybody, like, this is how fitness beef starts because people are like, "Oh, did you hear what Lane said about you?" Brr, 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 brr. So, yeah, I don't really care. Why did I switch from conventional to sumo on deadlift? Good question. Because I'm about as strong on each one, and I find that the sumo taxes my lower back less. That doesn't make any sense. Here comes the lull in the questions, followed by 50 of them. That's how it goes. It's like, there'll be like no questions for like 10 seconds, and then boom, 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 boom. I wonder if there's a lag from when I'm speaking to when you guys are typing. Recommended articles for powerlifting. Greg Knuckles stuff. During a bulk, when do you know to up calories and or protein? When you stop gaining weight. Schwarzenegger or Cole for greatest of all time? Not sure if serious. Opinion on Jason Blah saying people that are 20% body fat or more are healthy. I think people who are over 20% body fat can be healthy. Yeah. Are they always healthy? No. But can they be? Sure. What are your favorite books? It can be specific, like, are you talking about books in general, nutrition books, fiction books? When are you coming back to Texas? I'm not sure. Hi, Lane. I saw you at Powerhouse this summer. Was I a dick? Just kidding. What's the big Avatar release? Sneak, please. I can't talk about it. It's supposed to be done already, and let's just say web development companies fucking blow. So we're hoping it will be done soon, but it's going to be massive. Hang on, Sam. Do you prioritize increasing fats or carbs for competitors post-show, and why? Have you always done low bar? No, I haven't always done low bar. I used to do high bar, but what I found was that I would because the torque was greater on my lower back, I would just, if I got a little bit forward in the hole, I would just completely collapse forward, and it was not good. I was actually able to maintain a better torso angle with low bar. Yeah, I think that as far as prioritizing carbs or fats, I try to manipulate a little of both, and try to get an idea of if somebody responds better to one or the other, to a little bit more heavy. What are the largemouth biting on this time of year? Oh, bud, I don't know. I haven't even been out to fish freshwater recently. Got out the other night with Ed and Will, but it was like a full moon, but there was nothing biting. It was weird. SBD versus strong knee sleeves. I believe you've tried both. Yes, even though there wasn't a question in there. Sorry, I'm nitpicky about that. So I will tell you that I like both knee sleeves. I like strong and SBD. I think they both have pluses and minuses. I love that the SBD. I think the SBDs fit better and maintain their shape better. Okay, so they won't warp, whereas the strong ones kind of warp over time. I think the strong ones are tighter, and I like the grip on them better. So they tend to hang on to your knee better during a training session. But for just one single lift, I would probably use SBD. But that's, again, and I like the SBDs are a little bit longer too, I think. So, but again, that's just personal preference. A lot of people love the strong knee sleeves, and the strong knee sleeves are awesome. Great knee sleeve. It just depends on what you like. I would try both. There's some weird questions. Would you ever consider opening a BioLayne training facility for serious athletes? Maybe. Maybe. So, yeah, that's one of those things. Like, unfortunately, people don't realize that. Like, what was your thesis for your PhD? It was on leucine metabolism, protein metabolism. People always say, like, I'll say, hey guys, I'm thinking about doing this thing. Should I do this thing? And people are like, yeah, do it. I'll buy it, and then nobody buys it. So I don't really listen to what people say they want anymore. I just kind of try different things and see what works, because everybody says they'll buy something, and then when push comes to shove, they don't buy. So, favorite lifting music, epic music. I actually love like Hans Zimmer, Two Steps from Hell, Matthias Pumela. Like, those are awesome lifting tunes for me. I like to feel like I'm saving the universe while I'm lifting. Have you thought about doing an equip meet? Nah, not interested. I don't have a problem with people who do. I'm just not interested. All right, I think we got time for one more good question. Give me a good one, guys. I apologize to those of you who I didn't get to your questions. I do my best. Are you developing any new products for the carbon line? Yes. BioLayne dating website. Ha! Yeah. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think that's a good idea. Ha! Even though there's been a few people who have been clients of mine who actually end up getting married. Very interesting. You don't want to get a girl that doesn't science. Yeah, I know them feels, bro. When's the debate? Ask him. He's the one who hasn't responded. All right, come on. Give me a doozy. Give me a good question. Give me a good one. Nah, I can't really talk about what's in the works for carbon. Sorry. I don't want to say it, because then it's going to be like it may be a year off, and people are going to be like, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out? Like, I can't deal with that. So many trolls, so little time. Thank you, Rami, for asking about that, but I'd rather keep private stuff private. Thank you. I'm really looking for like a nice final question. Come on, guys. Come on. Give me a good one. Textbooks to learn from. Okay. That's fair enough. Nutritional aspects. Biochemical and physiological aspects of human nutrition by Stepanek. That's a great book. What's up, Anthony? What's your take on when to wear belt and or knee sleeves? For example, over 80% of 1 rep max. I don't think it matters. You know, I usually like start putting on my belt around 60 to 70%, and then I put my sleeves on above 80%. But I don't think there's anything magic to it. It's just kind of my ritual. Ended on an avatar teaser. Fine. Basically, let me just put it this way: it's going to be completely new, completely made over. The user interface is going to be much more friendly, and it's it's going to be much more friendly to use on your mobile phone. So that's just scratching the surface. So yeah, so like I said, guys, if you're interested, I'm offering small business fitness industry coaching. So so if you're starting a small business, or you want advice on kind of your next steps, actionable things, like if we sit down and we meet, I will actually give you things that are actionable to do that will help improve your business moving forward. And then if you come on as a long-term client, we can work on basically having a working relationship and mentoring you. So I'm offering those mentorships. Also offering BioLayne Light Coaching now, which is basically, instead of a full plan, you get Dominic was my first ever business consult, and I think Dominic was very happy with my work, hopefully. The textbook was Biochemical and Physiological Aspects of Human Nutrition. Also offering BioLayne Light Coaching, like I said, which is half off my normal coaching, which is, just a basic outline of a plan, macros for the day that I adjust every week for you based on your goals. By Stepanek. And yeah, so for really great. Hey Rami, I've been to Australia 3 different times, but I'll definitely be back again. So so when I put my stuff up, make sure you guys click it and sign up for my seminars and camps. Yeah, so anyways, the BioLayne Light Coaching, I think is a great option for people who maybe can't afford my full-fledged coaching because it is expensive. So this would be a more affordable option, especially if you're comfortable with flexible dieting. For those of you who want an even more affordable option, Avatar Nutrition, okay? AvatarNutrition.com. It is a computer algorithm program that I helped design that generates custom macronutrient recommendations for you based on your metabolism and your goals, and then adjust them every week, and that's $10 a month. Hi, Jesse. Yeah, my coaching info is on my site, or you can email info@biolayne.com. Chris, I will definitely come to Germany at some point, hopefully this year. All right, guys, I appreciate it. And for those of you who missed this, we'll put a replay up. And I'll also have a replay up on my YouTube here before too long. All right, guys, thank you for your time and for the great questions. I appreciate it. We'll talk soon.